I'm Dhruti Athri, and let me show you a different side of the story. There are two brutal wars that are going on right now. One in Gaza, one in Ukraine. Both have caused immense human suffering, yet the entire world, yes, I'm talking about the entire world, reacts differently to both of the wars. Israel is accused of the genocide, agreed. Why is Russia not accused of the genocide in Ukraine? Why there are worldwide protests for Palestinians and nothing for Ukrainians? Why the double standards? Why is that? Is it about facts or is it about narrative that is shaped by global media? First, let's talk about Gaza. It was Hamas, a militant group, a proxy network of Iran that attacked Israel first, took hostages. Since October 7th, 2023 then, Israel has been fighting Hamas after that deadly attack, and by the way, it killed over 1,200 Israelis. Israel responded with airstrikes and ground attacks just to destroy Hamas's military bases. But unfortunately, the cost of the civilians has been triggering. By August 2025, Gaza's health ministry reported over 60,000 deaths, including thousands of women, children. Over 2 million people had been forced to flee their homes, and this is according to the United Nations. Be it hospitals, be it schools, be it homes, everything is destroyed, creating a huge humanitarian crisis. Now, because of the scale of the destruction, international organizations like Amnesty International and the UN, they both have accused Israel of actions that could count as genocide. They point to the high civilian death toll, the systematic bombing of civilian areas, and the blockade that stops essential food, water, medical aid. Many argue that these actions form a pattern of violence targeting Palestinians as a group. Now, let's talk about the war in Gaza. On the other hand, we have Russia. Russia invaded Ukraine in February 2022, leading to thousands of civilian deaths and millions displaced. Cities like Bucha, Kharkiv, they have seen terrifying atrocities, be it execution, torture, mass deportation of the civilians. The International Criminal Court even issued arrest warrant for Russian leaders, including Mr. Putin, and that too for the war crimes. Now, here's the big part. Here's the key difference. Few call it genocide. Why? Genocide legally requires proof that somebody intends to destroy a group of people because of their nationality, because of their race, because of their religion. Russia's goals seem to be territory and politically control, not wiping out Ukrainians as a group, even though the civilian toll is massive and the crimes, they are horrific. Now, this is the question. Why the world sees these wars so differently? Let me help you with this. It all comes down to narrative and politics. Israel is a strong ally of the United States and Western countries, which is why its rivals are setting the narratives. Its attacks are described as self-defense against Hamas, a terrorist organization that attacked Israel first. Now, this framing sometimes softens the criticism in international forums. But at the very same time, Israel do face the accusation of genocide because of its civilian suffering in Gaza. At the very same time, Russia is seen as aggressor invading a sovereign country, which makes it a clear villain in global media. But there is no word such as genocide, which is a big thing, by the way. While everyone condemns the war crime, very few call it genocide because proving intent to destroy a group is very tricky, and politics play the big role here. This shows a double standard. Both conflicts involve mass killing, displacement, and destruction. Yet, one is labeled as genocide more often than other. The difference is political narratives, alliances, and media framing rather than just facts on the ground. Now, let me quote some numbers that you need to know. When it comes to Gaza, then 60,000 plus are dead, 2 million displaced, hundreds of hospitals and schools destroyed. Then comes Ukraine, 14,000 plus civilians killed, over 1.2 million military casualties, millions displaced. Third, and the most shocking one, children and women. In Gaza, roughly 70% of the dead, they are in this category, highlighting the human tragedy. In Ukraine, thousands of children are affected, with millions facing trauma and displacement. Now you see the equation is similar. Still, It is the media, the global media, that makes Israel a villain, and Russia, maybe not so villain. Here we are not saying that we are taking sides. Both the countries are playing diplomatically, but it is the narrative of the media, the entire world, specifically the Arab nations, including Iran, Turkey, the rivals basically, who are setting the narrative against the Western allies of Israel and Israel itself. So, ladies and gentlemen, here's the big takeaway. The truth is very simple, but it is often ignored. Both wars are deadly and tragic, but how the world labels them depends on the narrative, alliances, and politics. Calling Israel a genocide while downplaying Russia's crime show some inconsistency in international law and media coverage. Human suffering is human suffering, no matter who commits it. If the world wants justice, it must apply the same standards to all the conflict, not just the ones that fit a political narrative. Only then we can hope to stop atrocities, save some lives, and hold everybody accountable.